Hi, I'm Steve. It's my weight loss journey. So, it's Friday the 19th of March and here we are again. Haven't been quite as active this last week as I intended, but I'm making small steps. I was going to take my daughter playing football on Sunday, but then in the end we didn't go, partly because we'd all had a bit of a rough night's sleep and partly because it was Mother's Day. And as I forewarned in my previous video, I did have a bit of an indulgent one last weekend. We got pizza in on Saturday for our son's birthday, and then on Sunday we ate a huge amount of Indian food, which was very nice, but probably a little too much really, given when I was in a diet. But like I said, I've been at least partly active this week. I'm still doing my steps up and down the stairs every hour of every day, which is exhausting. I assumed I would have got used to it by now, but God, it really does make your legs ache. But I'm sticking with it, and so far so good. Anyway, I weighed myself this morning before I got dressed as usual, and I'm now 19 stone dead again. So that's 2 pounds lost from last week, and exactly the same as it was 2 weeks ago. And I'm happy with that. It would have been nice to make progress, but at least I'm catching up with lost time after the last couple of weeks. So something that's been bugging me this week, actually that's not true, something that's been bugging me for a long time, but especially this last couple of weeks, is gambling adverts. As you may or may not know, the Cheltenham Cup's coming up in, I don't know, next week or something I assume, I don't really know. I couldn't care less about horse racing, to be honest. And one of the gambling companies, I forget which one it is now, have been making a big deal of it, going about, oh, it's Merry Cheltmas and some other garbage like that. And it's awful the way they advertise it. This is nothing new really. They've always been there to exploit people's addiction. Now, I don't care for gambling personally. If you enjoy it, that's your choice and fair play to you. But it's not for me. Something I've always found very baffling really is the way gambling is treated. I mean, I'm a football fan, as you can probably tell. And at the moment I think there's something like anywhere between half or 2/3 of teams in the Premier League are sponsored by gambling companies, plus a whole load more of them in the lower leagues. And I think that's awful. When you watch football on TV, every time there's a commercial break at half time or before a game and after the game, you get all these inserts from the betting companies giving you all the live odds and all this kind of stuff. Same when you listen to games on the radio. Well, when you listen to certain commercial radio stations anyway. And again, I know gambling is something that some people enjoy, and I'm not here to tell people that they shouldn't do that if that's their choice. But I never understand why it is that, say, things like tobacco companies were banned from advertising quite a few years ago, and alcohol companies aren't allowed to advertise during the daytime anymore, at least not in the UK. I don't know what it's like for other countries. But yet there's almost nothing in the way of restrictions for gambling companies. Personally, I feel like gambling should be treated the same as alcohol or nicotine. It's an addiction. It's something that people can enjoy, but it can also take a stranglehold on people's lives. And you hear stories all the time of people's lives being destroyed by gambling addiction. Okay, it may not be a physical health risk like alcohol or tobacco, but it's still a mental health risk for people who can't say no. And surely that needs to be just as well regulated. Anyway, that's all for this week. Keep tuned, subscribe if you really want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye!